The trend on YouTube is buy this, buy that, should you buy this, is this worth it? And I'm gonna spin the argument a little bit. So basically the point I want to make is, what do you have? Can you make it work for yourself? And decrease the mindset of, oh, I can fix it by buying X. And instead thinking about what can I use that I already have, or get creative and make it work for myself, or just make something else. It's a hobby, right? It's a hobby that is not connected to the internet. It's not on your phone. It's not social. It's just a hobby that you can do on your own, your time, listen to music, listen to books, whatever. It's a good skill to have. It develops a skill. You can get creative. There's a lot, it kind of forces you to think in a different way when it comes to sewing. You kind of have to think backwards, if that makes sense. But I recommend it. But if you don't want to invest the money into sewing, then there's a lot of things you could do by just using scrap materials and tweaking gear, making it a little bit better, and just customizing it, right? A lot of things you could do. And my skill set is not up there, right? There's very talented people in the space, and my skill set there, and I would say my equipment is not there. So equipment most of the time is gonna be not your limiting factor. The sewing machine I have has let me pretty much do everything. The things I wouldn't be able to do is, for example, if I wanted to sew Tegris pieces, material and Tegris, I wouldn't be able to do that. I don't think. I haven't tried. Maybe with like the thinnest thickness is like 6 layers, I think. So yeah, that one is probably fine. I don't know. But even like for, webbings, stacking webbing, 3, 4 pieces of webbing is okay. I haven't had a limitation on that, but if I were to do something like much thicker, then probably not, but it's been okay for me. Here's an example. I have a couple of containers, and in here I just keep some scraps, right? Like I have all kinds of Velcro. I have some little buckles, webbing, some malice clips, more Velcro, some extra tubes, this strap I found, this piece of laser cut sticky thing I found, some pull tabs, just all kinds of things that I end up reusing and cutting away, and scraps that I save, because these things come back in handy. And then here is my little sewing box that I have all starters. So like this drawer is full of buckles, for example, and this is just shock cord. And I would say shock cord is awesome because you can do so many things with this stuff. Like you can really tailor your gear to, you can control pouches, you can create tension on things. There are a lot of things you can do with shock cord. The retention, you can make retention lanyards for all kinds of stuff. Then I have some needles, right? And then this is more webbing. What else? All these little, what do we even call it? These tensioners, like webbing tensioners, right? So a lot of things you don't even need to sew. Before I even go back to sewing, there's a lot of gear alterations that I would make just by looping buckles, cutting, clipping clips, and just kind of getting creative. Of course, I can't tell you guys what to do because the whole point of this is like seeing your gaps and what you need, and then figuring out the creativity to go and address certain things. But also like old uniform, right? Like don't throw away fabric, keep the fabric. This is like the front panel from my DCS that maybe will come in handy one day. All kinds of fabric scraps and things like that you can do many things with it. All right, so this is my Spiritus fanny pack, and one of the things I've done is, it's gonna be hard to see for the camera, but I created this padding insert, and it's Velcro, so it sticks to the fanny pack, and this adds protection to the contents, right? Because at some point I use it for PVS 14. So I have it in there, and it's kind of like hooks in there. And the way I made it, it's foam, and then I created this sleeve with fabric, and then the foam is sewn in. So this didn't cost me anything, it's just stuff that I had around the house, but it solved the specific need I had, right? Because on the contrary, so like this is the paid version made by Spiritus System, and it's their padded insert, and right, it does the same thing, but this you have to pay for. So things like that if you have the need and you have the time and the materials, maybe some scraps, you could just do it yourself. You don't have to buy the stuff. See, looking at my helmet, So this cover was already pretty much spot on to what I needed, but for example, I had another cover into which I added a whole lot of loop on the top because I wouldn't have enough room for the strobe, so I added the loop. Speaking of the strobe, I added this little retention, and then for example here, as you can see, there is bungee cord that I added on this pouch that keeps it super tight, so when you put weights on or my battery bank, it just keeps it incredibly tight. And yeah, bungee cord is just extremely useful. Another thing you could do is, like for example, these tabs that wrap around the helmet to actually keep the cover on. A lot of times they don't add any hook on the exposed side, so when you put your helmet pads back on, they don't actually stick to anything, so you lose that surface. So then you can add it back, right? So all kinds of stuff. So yeah, this is my plate carrier, and of course I've done videos on it, but this is an assortment of all kinds of gear mods that I've done, like the front flap cut off, all the shock cord retention that I added this. This is fully custom. For example, I added this thing for the pry bar where you can just like there is like some elastic retention, and then you can pull a full pry bar out. I made the insert for this thing. I found this, I guess you call it BDU top, a Goodwill for $12, and I wanted to try a raid mod just to try it. So I cut off the pockets from the chest area and I repositioned them to the shoulder. I added the loop here, so this is sewn in now, and you know, just trying things out. I don't know if it's perfect, it probably isn't, but I'm quite happy with the result. This is more of a practice piece, right? So like, even if I did mess it up, who cares? The time that I put in to do it, it takes me away from the constant distraction and negativity feed that we are exposed to every single day. And if I waste some material and some time trying something, it's worth it at the end of the day. So here's another thing that I've done on my other plate carrier, but it's easier to show on this one because it's empty. As you can see here, I ended up adding all this loop field on the shoulder strap just because I wanted to be able to make it tighter, right? For this to actually stick. So I just added this loop field, and that's it, right? Like that's just something that would be, I guess you call, quote unquote, difficult to do if you don't have the means to, but this solved a big issue for me. Now this plate carrier is actually comfortable. Before it wasn't. The plate would ride like way below where it needed to be, right? So it's things like this. So the Alice pack here, great example. Something else that was featured on a more detailed video, but like for example, this pouches, look, this is all bungee cord retention that I added, and this requires no sewing whatsoever. This central strap that I added, no sewing whatsoever. It's just connected to the frame with those little like strap locks. The shoulder straps, on the other hand, some sewing required, but just something that I came up with, and then I took to the field, actually used it, and I was surprised, you know, it held up well. So happy. I added the quick adjust for the shoulder pads. This is something I added. Stole the hardware from old Alice rack, and just, you know, little modifications like that. The buckles mod, this requires no sewing. You can just cut buckles, replace them. Here's another pack. This is a Gregory M21 assault pack, and I added this whole molly panel here. As you can see, I actually sewed it in. This I've done a long time ago with another sewing machine that is even worse than this one, but still I was able to do it because it's just fabric at the end of the day. Stole this is some other product I had at the time, and then for example, on the inside I added these compression straps. So this was already part of the pack. I just sewed a strap right here, and you can close it, right? Stuff like that kind of enhances the
the ability of the pack a little bit. None of this stuff is complicated. It's just, oh, I need this, I don't like so much, how do I fix it? How do I make it better? And just things like that, just cutting some stuff, being comfortable to cut some stuff. And even like things like this, you think this is something you would never notice, right? So this is just paracord, and then there is a electrical like shrink wrap, and then you just hit it with a lighter and it shrinks, and now you have a nice pull tab. And you can just buy a box of electrical shrink wrap for like $5, and you have like a huge supply that will last you a long time. And I do this to all my zipper pretty much if they don't already have it, because a lot of companies, they do something similar to this. They have some sort of tab. And that's kind of the whole point, is sometimes just right before, it's so easy to just go click and buy something. Like instead of that, like how do I do that myself? Like how do I fix that one tiny problem? And this might not be applicable to most people, but for me that's important. And a lot of people say, oh well, for example, my plate carrier, it's like, yo, it's a cheap plate carrier, it's like $150, but you put $500 worth of stuff in it. It's like, yes, I understand, but that's kind of my thing, right? That's kind of get satisfaction out of getting something that I already had, because it is a $150 plate carrier, but the unknown story is that I actually got on eBay for $40. Just like, it's cheaper than a Yakeda Chinese plate carrier. This is a Warrior Assault System DCS. It's like an incredibly popular plate carrier in modern combat that I got for $40. And then at the point I was like, man, this is a pretty damn good plate carrier. I've had experiences with it. Why would I? Yeah, I could go buy like something slightly better. I had the Shaw concept, bought it off their website. It was like $500 something after tax and shippings. And honestly, I just returned it. Like, not because it was a bad plate carrier. I just thought about it after the fact. It's like, I have it and I tried it on. It's like, yeah, it's pretty good, but I just spent $500 something on this. Like, I'm not, like, why do I need this? I have this one. It's I don't know, like 80% of the way there. So I just like, okay, just send it back, return it. I'll figure it out, right? So then over time, I was like, hey, maybe I can fix this, fix that, change this, change that, and it becomes more of a game. Like, it's you gotta have, I guess, it's a hobby, right? So like, this is a hobby. So if you like messing with this kind of stuff, it becomes fun and like figuring it out. But some people don't. Some people don't like messing with this kind of stuff. They just want what they need, and that's okay. This is just different perspective, I guess. It's like, what can you do to make things work for you? And yeah, that's the whole point of the video. Like, there is things you could do by yourself from scratch, but you don't have to go that far. You can also just get creative with materials, like raw materials, and create little things for yourself and things like that. So overall, that's kind of the takeaway. Just get creative. Look up videos on YouTube, get inspired, look at pictures. People even in professional spaces at the very, very high tier level have been modifying their gear since probably, who knows how far back, but like, there's concrete evidence of that happening in Vietnam. There is a just minefield of evidence of operators modifying gears all the way back in the 90s and the early 2000s in the GWAT, right? They were getting stuff that wasn't perfect, and they made it work for this. All kinds of little modifications. They were crude, and they used what they had, like, right? And they still do it, like a lot of pieces that you find in, you could be deployed somewhere and you have like a stack of shit that you can go sort through. It's like, hey, this could be used for this could be used for that. And then just some mix and matching, and you get what you need, right? Like, they've been doing it forever for breaching tools, modifying guns themselves, but just like gears, chest rigs, belts, helmet, like the whole bump helmet. This is old, but the skating helmet, the Protex, right? That was not a military issue. That's just something they figured out, and the history kind of like passes things like that. But it's just an example, right? Like, just especially if you're not professional, just make do with what you have, right? It can be good. Just pay some attention to it. Try to make it good, at least before you give up and buy the brand new shiny new things. Because at the end of the day, these companies, They're gonna provide a solution for every single problem that exists because that's a business, right? And the business is not meant for us. Like, it's meant for I guess another demographic of people. And more than that, there is whole like logistical chains that's why everything is so damn expensive nowadays. They don't care about me buying the $500 plate carrier. They care about the whole unit buying the $500 plate carrier with funding. We are just like a second thought, if that makes sense. So that's my opinion. If you have something kind of old, kind of sitting there, try to fix it, try to work on it. I think it'll be okay, right? Like, you can make it work. So that's it. Get creative, and yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know what you've done. Send me pictures, whatever. Let me know. But hope you guys enjoy this. See you next time.